Good day, everyone. My name is Nika J. Coriba, and I am the first reporter of our group. So, our topic is the story of the woman who fell from the sky. It is a Norse mythology of Iroquois and Huron of North America. But before we proceed to the story, let me discuss first the characters. So, the first character is Atensik. Known as Sky Woman or Atensik, she plays a central role in the creation of the earth and all living things. She is also a figure of fertility who provides the first corn to people. So Atensik is the Sky Woman. Next character is Earth Woman or Turtle Woman. Earth Woman, or also known as Turtle Woman, is Sky Woman's daughter, who gave birth to the twins Sapling and Flint, and later died giving birth to the twins. So she is the daughter of the Sky Woman. Next characters are Sapling and Flint. So these are the good and evil twins. The twins of Earth Woman. So they are the twins of the Earth Woman. One of them is Sapling, or the right-handed twin, who is kind and gentle. So Sapling is the good twin. The other is Flint, or the self-handed twin, who is cold and destructive. So Flint is the evil twin. Let the story begin. The woman who fell from the sky lived in a world above the sky. So before, when the time was young, there were two worlds, the upper world and the lower world. Divine sky people live in the upper world, and great water covered in the lower world. That's why the only living beings there were the animals who knew how to swim. And great darkness covered everything between the great water and the upper world. And it came to pass that goddess Atensik became very ill with a strange disease. So a medicine man tried one remedy after another just to make the goddess Atensik well, but nothing would make her well. A great corn tree stood near the chief's lodge and provided the sky people with their principal food. So there is a corn tree near the chief's lodge. So this corn tree is very important for the sky people because it is the source of their foods. So without its fruits, the sky people all died because of starving. So it came to pass that there is a sky person dreamed that the goddess would be cured if the chief placed her on the ground by this corn tree and then dug up the great tree by its roots. So all the chiefs need to do is to dug up this corn tree by its roots. So for the chief, the welfare of his daughter is more important than the welfare of his nation. So by this time, naging selfish yung chief. So mas inisip niya yung kapakanan ng kanyang anak kumpara sa kapakanan ng nakararami. So consequently, as soon as the chief heard the sky person's dream, he decided to follow its prescription without delay. So nang marinig niya yun, hindi siya nagdadalawang isip na gawin ito kasi inuna nga niya yung kapakanan ng kanyang anak. So he placed Atensik beside a great corn tree. So he placed Atensik beside the corn tree and then command the other sky person to dug up this corn tree by its roots. So the great tree soon toppled to the ground with a thunderous crash. So nagdulot iyon ng malakas na tunog yung pagkatumba ng kahoy. So the tree of life was uprooted and she tumbled through the hole left behind. So alarmed by the terrifying sound, another sky person, a young man, ran toward the great corn tree, and he was horrified to see that it had been uprooted. So nang may nakarinig doon, which is the young man. So the young man ran toward the tree, and he was horrified when he saw that the corn tree has been uprooted. So it was clear that the chief had doing that act. So that the chief doing that act because the chief was there. So hinarap niya yung chief at doon niya ipinalabas yung galit niya. At sabi pa niya sa chief, "You have no right to destroy this tree. Without its fruits, we will all die with starvation." Even the life of the chief's daughter was not that important. So nang dahil sa galit niya, nasabi niya yun sa chief. So the removal of the corn tree's roots had left a large hole. So this hole is the hole that connects from the upper world into the lower earth below. So The young man was so enraged that before the chief could stop him, so bago pa man siya mapigilan ng chief, he kicked Goddess Atensik to that hole. That's why the goddess the goddess fell. So through the hole that formed a tunnel from the world above into the dark world below. So that hole connects the upper world and the lower world below. That's why nahulog yung goddess. Down, 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 the goddess fell. So Loon was the first to see that there is a sky woman falling into the world. So that's why Loon decided to rescue her. So he called out to the other water animals. So tinawag niya yung iba pang water animals at sabi pa niya, "Look, Sky Woman is falling into our world. She needs our help or she will drown." So Loon caught a Tainsik on his wings and then slowly descended with her to the great water on which he lived. So meanwhile, many of the animals wished to do their part to save Sky Woman's life. So they gathered together and made a raft of their bodies on which she could rest. So tinawag nga niya yung iba pang mga animals, water animals, at yung iba naman is gusto rin nilang makatulong sa goddess. Kaya ang ginawa nila, nagkakaisa sila to make a raft para doon makapagpahinga yung goddess. That's why Sky Woman landed safely and Animal Raft was able to support her. Sky Woman landed safely and the Animal Raft was able to support her. However, the animals could not live forever upon their backs. So, the animals needed to rest and the goddess needed to move about. So, hindi naman maaari na habang buhay na doon magre-rest yung goddess. So, kailangan ring magpahinga ng mga animals at kailangan ring kumilos ng goddess. So, it came to pass that the water animals who were forming the raft said, "We must come up with a better plan to care for the Sky Woman. We are all tired out. Do any of you have a good idea?" So, napagod na silang lahat. That's why nag-isip sila ng panibagong plano kung paano nila mapapangalagaan yung Sky Woman. So, Great Turtle was the first to volunteer. So, nag-offer yung turtle. Sabi pa ng turtle, "Place her upon my back." So, he directed, "Mine is larger and stronger than all of yours put together." So, ang sabi pa ng turtle na mas malakas at mas malaki yung kanya kumpara doon sa ibang animals na pinagsasama-sama. That's all my part, and the rest of our report will be continued with my co-reporters.
Okay, let's proceed. We're in Sky Woman is fallen from the into our world. Wherein she needs our help, or she will drown. Okay, Lon coughed Atensik on his wings and then slowly descended with her into the great water on which he lived. Meanwhile, many of the animals wished to do their part to save Sky Woman's life. So they gathered together and then made rough of their bodies on Sky, which she could rest. Wherein, uh, uh, wherein Great Turtle offer or volunteer to place her on her back because is Great Turtle have the larger and stronger than all of others to put on. Okay, then once they had done this, Muskrat said that it's all well and good for now, but Sky Woman will surely die unless we can create a bed of earth upon which she can live. Then it will have to be a large enough for her to be able to walk happily during the day and to sleep comfortably at night. Then Great Turtle agreed. Those of you who think that you can do it should be dive down to the bottom of the great water, bite off a piece of earth that you can find there, and carry it back up here in your mouth. And it came to pass that Muskrat was the first to muster the courage necessary to make the deep dive. Okay, no, si Muskrat ang pinakauna nga nag-dive. Then followed by Beaver, next is Otter. Then Beaver was the first to return alive. wherein he was very tired and very short of breath. But when Great Turtle looked inside his mouth, he could find no earth. Otter returned quite a while after Beaver, and he was more tired and more short of breath. But when Great Turtle looked inside his mouth, he could find no earth. And this time, all of the water animals had become very worried about Muskrat, who had not yet returned from the deep. While they were discussing what to do, Muskrat's body suddenly reappeared on the surface of the water, wherein his body is dead. However, Muskrat had been as skillful as he was courageous, for he clutched his claws and lodged inside his mouth was the earth from the bottom of the sea. Great Turtle gave the earth to Sky woman who spread it carefully around the edges of Great Turtle shells. The more earth she spread, the larger grew Great Turtle shell, and the more earth there was to spread. In fact, in the earth is continued to grow broader and deeper until it formed an enormous expanse of dry land, which is called Great Island, wherein Sky Woman lived. And from that day, this great island has rested upon Great Turtle shell. And it came to pass that on the great island, the goddess Atahensi recovered from her strange disease, just as the dreamer had dreamed she would. Okay, then Sky Woman now built herself an earth lodge, and despite the eternal darkness, she lived happily with the water animals for neighbors. Ang iyang himong neighbor sa iyahang great island is the water animals. Katong mga buhi pa kay ang uban is dead naman kay because of sacrificing themselves just to pick a piece of earth for Sky Woman to live. And in this time, she gave birth to a baby girl who became known as Earth Woman. Si Sky Woman, nabuntis siya. And it named as Earth Woman. And it came to pass that one day, di man dyan magdugay, mga tiguang kumbaga siya na kumbaga, si Earth Woman was digging the wild potatoes that grow into the dirt of Great Island. And she inadvertently forgot to face the west and instead faced the east. Not long after that, Earth Woman found that she had become pregnant, wherein west wind had blown into her body and had made her pregnant. Just as her birth pangs were beginning, Earth Woman heard the twin sons within her body angrily arguing about when and how to be born. Kumbaga naglalis na ang duha ka buok niyang anak si Entian kung unsa nila pagawas. Okay. The first one is evil twin think that who was bold and selfish. Si evil twin to siya was determined which is so determined to emerge first from his mother's armpit. The second one is the good twin. Na may evil twin deny good twin, who was gentle and unselfish, wherein he is content to emerge second. Sugot so, siya nga siya ikaduha siya in a usual way. So it came to pass that while good twin was being born, evil twin is impatiently burst from their mother's side, thereby causing her death. Kumbaga tungkol ni evil twin kay atat man siya nga makagawas. Siya ang cause nga namatay si Earth Woman. So now, Sky Woman buried Earth Woman on Great Island and reared her twin grandchildren excuse me, by herself. Good twin was her favorite. Only sud po no. Ako naman po si good twin, din akong kalang kuanon kay good. and and she had no love for Evil Twin, whom she blamed for the death of her daughter. Every day, she would sit by Earth, woman's grave, and weep over her. Okay, it came to pass that in time, Goodwin became tired of living in eternal darkness. He told his brother that, I want to create a great light that will illuminate our world. Ana si Goodwin, murag iyang ikuan na ihang kambal ba? Murag iyang kung sa kuan pa murag gihagit. Hagit ba tawag ana? Or kana bang murag iyang ikuan ba nga gusto siya? Kana bang nasla himuon ba ana? So ni ana si Evil Twin that do not be absorbed. Our world is good enough as it is. So leave it alone. Ana si Evil Twin. So kabalo pa rin siya makontento no. Bisa pag evil siya. So murag di naman siguro tama na akong report kay naa pa man daghan man mi. So i-leave na ako kay siya na pa mo continue. Okay, thank you.
A pleasant day, everyone. My name is Grace Sheila Nicer. I am the third reporter for the topic or the story The Woman Who Fell from the Sky. So now let's continue the story. Just as her birth pangs were beginning, Earth Woman heard the twin sons within her body arguing and when and how to be born. Evil Twin, who was bold and selfish, was determined to emerge first from his mother's armpit. Good Twin, who was gentle and unselfish, was content to emerge second in the usual way. So it came to pass that while Good Twin was being born, Evil Twin impatiently burst forth from their mother's side, thereby causing her death. Sky Woman buried Earth Woman in a great island and reared her twin grandchildren by herself. Good Twin was her favorite. She had no love for Evil Twin, whom she blamed for the death of her daughter. It came to pass that in time Good Twin became tired of living eternal darkness. He told I want to create a great light that will illuminate our world. Do not be absorbed, Evil Twin replied. Our world is good enough as it is. Leave it alone. Despite his brother's opinion, Good Twin was determined to live in a bright world. Therefore, from his dead mother's face, he fashioned a brilliant sphere which he tossed high into a great darkness to shine upon a great island each day. From the back of his mother's head, Good Twin then fashioned a smaller sphere and many tiny spheres, which he also tossed high into a great darkness to shine upon the great island each night. So it came to pass that the great island and great water enjoyed sun, moon, and stars, and with them day and night. In their own time, the twin boys grew to become young men. They continued to have different personalities and different opinions. However, they agreed that the time had come to prepare great island for the Iguayao people who would soon live on it. They planned to start out together to spend the day apart from each other and to meet at their lodge as usual that night. When they separated, Evil Twin would walk toward the west and Good Twin would walk toward the east. As they walked, each would create such things as lake, forests, plants, and animals. Then during the next 2 days, each brother would take the other to see what he had created. Good Twin tossed his handful of dirt, leaving plants or animals that came into being. Meanwhile, wherever Good Twin had placed his feet, maple trees began to grow. Still determined to be the first in everything, Evil Twin, whose Iroquois name means like flint, was the first to show off his creations. Evil Twin possessed an evil imagination and enjoyed creating mischief. He had created a range of mountains on his part of Great Island. It was difficult to walk there because of all the rocks underfoot and the many treacherous ledges. As they traveled, Good Twin was annoyed by the company of Mosquito, who was large as turkey. Finally, Good Twin told him to run away. Mosquito then ran toward a young tree, stuck his sharp, pointed nose in the slender trunk, and caused the tree to fall to the ground. You cannot do that, Mosquito, Good Twin exclaimed. The Iguayao people are soon going to live on a great island, and if this is what you do to a tree, I can see what you will do to them. They are much weaker than a tree, and they will surely die from the thrust of your nose. With this word, Good Twin grabbed Mosquito and rubbed him between his hands until he had become very small. Then he opened his hands and blew Mosquito away. From that day to this, Mosquito has remained just as Good Twin changed him. In the course of their walk, Evil Twin also showed Good Twin the first animals that he had made: deer, wolf, panther, as well as fox, porcupine, raccoon, and snake. These animals were all much larger than they are today. Good Twin looked at this huge predator and exclaimed, "What have you done, brother? The Iguejo people are soon going to live on a great island, and this first animal will surely kill them." Good Twin did not have the power to undo what his brother had created, but he was able to make each animal smaller, so that the Iguejo people could hunt and trap them for their skin and their meat. It was then Good Twin spied Partridge, whom he had created, but he was now on Evil Twin's land. "What are you doing here, Partridge?" Good Twin asked him. "Toad came into our land and drank up all the water," Partridge replied. "I have heard that if there is any water left, I will only find it here in the land of Flint." "Where is Toad?" God Twin asked his brother. "I was just about to show him to you," Evil Twin replied. "Of all the animals that I have created, I love him the most. I have fashioned him to be so thirsty that he will drink every drop of fresh water on a great island." When Good Twin found Toad, he took one look at his bulging body and shot an arrow into his neck. Suddenly, of all the great island fresh waters poured forth in a great waterfall that ran off in a different direction as the first rivers. Good Twin was quick to divide each river down the middle so that half of the water flowed in one direction and half flowed in the. "I want one side of every river always flow to downstream," he explained to his brother. "Then the Iguejo people will not have to work paddling their canoe. Instead, they can float with the current." "I cannot let you do this," Evil Twin exclaimed. "The Iguejo people will have to work for whatever they get." And with these words, Evil Twin changed all of his brother's rivers so that their waters flowed in only one direction. Moreover, he was not satisfied until he had placed waterfalls, whirlpools, and rapids in many places in each of them. From that day to this, the rivers have remained just as Evil Twin changed them. Evil Twin was very angry that Good Twin had changed the animals, reptiles, and insects that he had created. But he did not say anything aloud. However, to himself he said, "Just wait until tomorrow, brother, when you show me what you have created. You have seen what I have done to your rivers. Tomorrow you will see what I will do everything else what you have made to please the Iguejo people." The following day, the twins walked toward the east so that Good Twin could show Evil Twin the fine animals and the beautiful trees that he had created. Evil Twin was annoyed to see that the animals his brother had created, buffalo, elk, deer, dog, rabbit, squirrel, and bird, would be useful to the Iguejo people. They were so fat they would be easy to catch and good to eat. That's end for my part. Thank you for watching and listening. May God bless you today and always.
So good day everyone, I'm Sharon Ligpit and I will continue the story of the woman who fell from the sky. So there was a cave, right, where Evil Twin had imprisoned the animals that Good Twin created. Luckily, there was a bird who sees everything that Evil Twin did and tells Good Twin about it. So when Good Twin sees that, Good Twin was devastated to see that the animals trapped and in danger of starving to death because because Evil Twin had put the animals into the cave, and of course there was no food. So devastated, Good Twin was devastated because he knew that the animals will be starved to death if he doesn't do anything about it. So Good Twin knew he had to act quickly to save the animals. So he assessed the situation and realized that the huge boulder blocking the entrance was too heavy for him to move on his own. So, he needed the plan to rescue the animals and restore balance to the forest. Remembering his powers of creation, Goodwin decided to use his abilities to create a powerful gust of wind. He summoned the wind and directed it toward the boulder, exerting enough force to gradually move it away from the entrance of the cave. So as the boulder slowly shifted, Goodwin carefully guided the animals out of the cave, ensuring their safety. He then used his powers to create a barrier around the cave entrance, preventing Evil Twin from causing any further harm. So, Goodwin's actions demonstrated his compassion and determination to protect and create and care for the animals that he created. So, uh, Goodwin used his power to create or of creation to create a powerful gust of wind, move the boulder blocking the entrance of the cave, and then there's this there's this uh, uh, so Goodwin and the Evil Twin talk to each other about something. So, and then in that talking, Goodwin revealed that he fears the wild rose. So there was the two of them feared something, and then the Goodwin revealed that he fears the wild rose. So because in this part of the story, Good Twin and Evil Twin are engaged in a contest for control of the Great Island. So because of their because they both wanted to take control of the Great Island, so they take a contest. So Evil Twin suggests a race as the contest, and Goodwin agrees but wants to avoid violence. So since Goodwin is really good, he wants to avoid violence. So Evil Twin insisted that the winner will have the right to do whatever they wish to the loser. Goodwin then reveals that he fears the wild rose. So this is the part where Goodwin reveals that he fears the wild rose, while Evil Twin uh, also fears something that is box horns. So Goodwin fears the wild rose, while Evil Twin fears the box rose. So this part, so yun na, Evil Twin and Good Twin are engaged in a race. Evil Twin, determined to be the first in everything, tries to sabotage Good Twin's progress by placing wild rose branches on Good Twin's side of the path uh, because because they have different path to take. So Evil Twin, since he knew that Good Twin fears wild rose, so he placed wild rose branches on Good Twin's side of the path. And also Good Twin knew that Evil Twin fears the box rose. Good Twin also scattered box horns on the path of Evil Twin. So, however, during the race, Good Twin manages to stay ahead by eating the wild rose, which replenishes his energy, while Evil Twin is constantly hindered by the thorns of box horns. So, on the second day of the race, Good Twin reaches the finish line first, leaving Evil Twin exhausted and defeated. Evil Twin pleads with Good Twin not to kill him, showing his fear and desperation. But there is a consequence of every evil actions. There is a consequence for everything. So there is a consequence of Evil Twin's actions and his realizations that he cannot always be the winner. So Evil Twin is pleading with Good Twin not to kill him. But that's not the rule. Their rule is whoever wins will be the leader or will be the one to take charge of the island, while the one who loses will be killed. That's the rule. And of course, if that's the rule, you cannot change that. So, Goodwin had to kill him. Had to kill uh, the evil twin. And after that, Goodwin repaired the damage to the mountains and the trees that their chase has caused. After Goodwin beats his brother to death, he takes responsibility for the consequences of the contest and the violence that ensued. He repairs the damage caused to the mountains, to the trees, showing his sense of responsibility and care for the environment. Okay, I'm sorry for that. This action demonstrates Goodwin's commitment by restoring harmony and balance to the great island after the destructive chase between the twins. And then, after it is being restored, everything was being restored back to its place. There is the formation of the Iroquois nation, also known as the Confederacy of the Six Nations. It explains how the first 5 families settled in different locations and became the parents of different tribes within the Iroquois nations. The sixth family later joined the Iroquois League, completing the formation of the Confederacy of the Six Nations. The union of the six families brought everlasting fame to their nation. So this story has made me realize that in every action, there is a total consequence. So whatever you do, good or bad, there's either a reward or a consequence that is due to your action. And that's the end of the story. Thank you for listening.